Hey, it's Soleil, and this is episode 84 of the Orange Pill Investor. And today I want to talk about your favorite crypto. Your favorite crypto is going to zero. And I generally, I get on these videos and I kind of have a general framework what I want to talk about. But today I even made a bunch of frickin' notes because this one's got me a little bit hot under the collar. And I think while Bitcoin is pumping, some of these altcoins, aka scam coins, aka shit coins, will pump as well. And if you're lucky, you could make a quick buck. But I think that is the absolute worst thing that could possibly happen to you. And the reason is because you will be fooled into thinking that that is what is supposed to happen. And I think if you just hurry up and learn your lesson the first time you try to trade shit coins, the better, because you can just take the L and go about your life not doing dumb shit anymore. But if, I overheard a guy in jiu-jitsu practice, and he was like, oh, yeah, I got in and out of, I can't remember which shit coin it was. Maybe it was Solana or one of those damn coins. And he got in and got out before the rug got pulled or whatever. And the other guy was like, oh, is it too late for me to get in? If you have to ask that with crypto, it's too fucking late. So what kind of coins am I talking about? Everything that's not Bitcoin. So Ethereum, scam. Tether, I mean, it's just a stable coin. I don't give a shit about Tether. I don't know what Tether's about. Solana, scam. Binance, I don't know if it's a scam, but it definitely sucks. Another stable coin, don't give a shit. XRP, Ripple, I used to trade the hell out of this. I used to trade the hell out of Ethereum. I used to trade all of this crap. Actually, I might have been before Solana. Doge actually might not be a scam, but it's inferior to Bitcoin in every way. So just know that it's either all of these alts are either outright scams or inferior to Bitcoin. That's the bottom line. Cardano, shitcoin. Never heard of this. I don't know the top 10, whatever. I'm not going to go past the top 10. But, yeah, even Ethereum. Ethereum, when it was proof of work, at least you could say it wasn't a scam. But anything that's proof of stake, that's like the number one most obvious red flag for shitcoinery. And I know this is really confusing for my stock trader friends, my investor friends, because you can research a company, you can check the fundamentals, you can check the chart, you can, I don't know, if you're a momentum trader, you're a whatever, you can do research in the company. If you like the product, you can be like, okay, cool. But you cannot do that with crypto. So these companies in the stock market have to register. They have to file disclosures. They are being audited. They have whole teams that report, and they have earnings reports. And 4 times a year, they have to stand up in front of the public and say, yeah, we're making a profit, or no, we're not. And this is why. So I'm no fan of the SEC. They suck, but at least these companies are under some type of regulation. But with crypto, there's no such thing. And so the major red flags for scam coinery is proof of stake, centralized, and pre-mine. So pre-mine, they basically just dish out a bunch of coins to their homies, their cronies. The proof of stake just means whoever holds the most gets to decide the future. That's not decentralized. That's basically a recreation of fiat money and government cronyism. And then, so yeah, with stocks, I mean, you can increase your skill, you can increase your experience, and you can become a better trader, and that is not possible with crypto. So, while you could get lucky trying to make a buck during the pump, it's just not worth it because Bitcoin exists. And since it exists, it's like, why would you risk a rug pull with these shit coins? I thought the tech mattered. I made a video about that before. So the tech doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many transactions per second. It doesn't matter if it has, contracts. What was Ethereum's claim to fame? They got the contracts or whatever. All of that crap can be done with just regular code. You don't need a coin that you can pump to manipulate. You can just have Bitcoin, and then you can do all of this other crap on top of it. Layer 2, layer 3. There's I'm going to link a bunch of good videos in the comments. But Saifedean Ammous on Lex Fridman said that, and I quote, Ethereum is the mother asshole from which the shitcoins spring. So even your precious Ethereum, with apologies to Cathie Wood, she's like the only institutional investor that I will even bother to listen to. But I don't know what in the hell she is thinking with an Ethereum ETF. Ethereum is straight shitcoin, and all of that stuff's going to zero relative to Bitcoin. And I don't make the rules. Consensus makes the rules. So, even Doge, it's all about the memes. Doge has inflation built in, from what I understand. So automatically, it's not a scam necessarily, but it's inferior to Bitcoin. There's no inflation built into Bitcoin. So Doge is just an unnecessary thing. So in the stock market, you can have 1,000 different companies doing different things better than each other. But in crypto, there's only Bitcoin who does everything that needs to be done. So in every way that's important, it does that better than any other coin. And so other coins can't even use SHA-256 because whichever network has the most hashing power can just 51% attack any of the weaker networks. And as far as I think that has happened to Bitcoin Gold. So after the fork, Gold got, I think it was Bitcoin Gold got 51% attacked. So Doge had, I don't know if that's specifically why they use a different hashing algorithm, but even if someone else used the same algorithm as them and got a bigger network, they would be vulnerable as well. So it just doesn't make any sense to expose yourself to any of these risks. And yeah, when people say that there's no second best, it's true with Bitcoin. So cryptocurrency is not the stock market. You cannot think of it as in the same way that you think about the stock market. So if you like Apple the best, and shameless plug for MicroStrategy, it's the only thing that I own besides Bitcoin and Tesla, and mining stocks. But you can be a fan of Apple, you can be a fan of MicroStrategy, you can be a fan of whatever, and you can say, oh, you know what? I think this one is a good 3% or 5% a year stock, and another one is like, okay, it's Tesla, and we know it's going to be volatile, and it can go way up and it can go way down. You can do all these different valuations, but you cannot do that in crypto because they're all shit. This is a feature, not a bug. And every once in a while when I see, it's funny because I surround myself with a bunch of Bitcoiners. So we talk so much amongst ourselves that it's just kind of understood that all of these shit coins are to be avoided at all costs. And then every once in a while I'll see somebody and I'm like, okay, yeah, oh, what about this stock? Oh, what about that stock? Oh, yeah, cool. And then they're like, oh, and I hold some shitcoin. And I'm like, what? And of course, they don't say they hold a shitcoin. They say whatever the thing is. And oh yeah, because the tech. And there's a guy in the sauna that I talk to all the time. He still pitches me ETH. He'll send me videos of some guy freaking hyping ETH, and I'm like, dude, I've done all the research on ETH. I don't need to waste even more second of my time on an ETH video. I was like, but what about this? He's talking about this. None of that matters if it's a scam. So it doesn't matter the smart contracts or any of that crap, transactions per second, per minute, cheaper fees, all of that stuff. Look, whatever advantage any coin says that they have over Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not like that on purpose. Because whatever advantage they're actually claiming is a disadvantage. Even people who criticize how much energy proof of work costs, that is a feature that is necessary. You have to require work in order to secure the network. If it's easy, it's not secure. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave it here, but I'm gonna post a handful. I'm gonna post a handful of very useful videos. I'm gonna find the one for Safe Dean where he has the quote about Ethereum on the Lex Friedman podcast. Lex is one of my favorite podcasters, but he's had frickin' Vitalik on a show like 3 times or something. And I understand giving everyone a platform and let people decide for themselves. But I think he's only had Saylor on once and he's had Vitalik on 3 times. That's a fucking travesty of justice right there. So I'm not against platforming anyone. Like he interviewed some guy who was a he was a hacker or whatever. Okay, cool. Interesting story. Maybe you can learn from it that you shouldn't be a hacker and get busted by the feds. That's fine. I'm not saying you should avoid any particular person. But then after you have them on, you are kind of making a value judgment and communicating something to your audience when you have someone on again and again, and you have people, in a greater ratio than you have the opposing message. So Ethereum it must be an insidious scam, because for somebody as smart as Lex to be fooled and still be interested in in Ethereum and the code and the whatever, without seeing what the obvious red flags are. And maybe he was just being devil's advocate with Safe on the episode. So maybe I should give him credit, and maybe he's such a good interviewer that it didn't even occur to me that he was playing devil's advocate or whatever, and maybe he knows that Bitcoin is the only decent cryptocurrency, but he always likes to say he's curious and this, that, and the other thing, and that's fine. But he never did really give a satisfactory answer to when Safe asked him, well, why don't you give equal curiosity to all the scam emails that say they want to help you transfer $1 million to their account. So anyway, love the guy's show, but it does piss me off a little bit that these shitcoins get equal and sometimes greater publicity on some of my favorite channels. So I'm gonna list that video in the comments. I'm gonna list several videos from Bitcoin University's channel. Matthew Cratter, he talks about how those assholes from the All In podcast. I used to watch the hell out of that, and they were basically talking about rug pulling and holding bags on Solana, and he's got some good videos on the shitcoinery that is Ethereum, and he has saved so many people from getting rug pulled and getting their money stuck on, frozen on just scams. Uh, it's got to be one of the top channels to follow. So check the comments, watch some of these other source videos, and then decide for yourself. But you can't say you haven't been warned, and I'll leave it there. Be good, y'all.